solid sink to the bottom, the water, like the gray and blackish brown water, the effluent floats to the top. That's the only thing our plant is accepting. And then, just like a traditional septic system, they still have to be pumped out every 2 to 3 years, but it's less wear and tear on the plant because it's not accepting the solids, it's just accepting the wastewater. And at least from the research that I did, once Phil had brought that up several planning commission meetings ago, they're very more cost effective in a way. They're not as expensive as a traditional sewer system. They're kind of like comparable to a grinder pump system, which is about half of what a gravity sewer would be. So that may be an option. You know, some of the existing homes that have a need to tie in may want to look towards in the future. And with them being less expensive, it, you know, may even drive the costs down even further and make it very more affordable to the homeowner looking to replace the failed septic system.
Well, I think we're getting ahead.
Yeah.
Grant, we're getting ahead of ourselves with a nice conversation.
Well, yeah, Carol, they go on to how we address.
We just said low pressure, that could be different things.
Multitude.
Yes. And I guess that would also be considered a low pressure system because it's driven not by a grinder pump, just like a regular pump that maybe similar to like a sump pump.
So, Chuck,
Yes.
are we saying that we as the planning commission are moving to advise, I always forget, Polycom Trust, to plan to move down a path where they're utilizing a mix of, at least a 50-50 mix of grinder pump to traditional gravity as a potential recommendation for them to move forward?
I would not be so definitive as,
Well,
I would use option number 4
yeah.
as defined in engineers.
Yeah.
I think
Whatever the appropriate language is.
I think that's what they're hoping, that we give them a clear direction tonight. That was my intention. Seeing as though my kid was 2 when this all started, and now he's a senior in high school. Yeah, so basically we're looking at making a motion to support option number 4 as defined in Carol's letter. I think that would make it easier on you to use that, right?
Yeah.
So bear in mind that would require a modification or a resubmission of the 537 plan.
So any subdivision plan is a revision to Act 537 plan. This one's just going to have a little more layers to it because it's different from what was in the township approved plan in 2013, 2014. So anticipating that the developer would help us with assembling that sewage plan revision as part of the development work. And then we go through the planning process, which would be the county health department, the township planning commission, the county planning commission, other agencies, and then through this township board of supervisors for approval, and forward to the people and so it's a bit of a process.
So would you consider that an amended 537 plan application?
It's a revision to the 537.
Okay, revision.
What that's called.
That would only impact this development.
No, sir, it would be an actual revision to the 537 plan. So the 537 plan that currently says, hey, when this area gets developed, we're going to put a pump station along the Goshen
So I'm
Creek.
asking the question, so.
That's changing. So that's going to be changed by this discussion. And so that 537 plan will have to do the same sort of thing on a little more limited basis. We're going to have to give alternatives analysis and cost analysis and select the alternative for sewer in this development and for sewer in other areas in the township that are impacted by this.
Part of that cost will be assumed by the township, or is that assumed by the developer? All of the cost?
That would be a question, actually, the cost of the preparation of the Act 537 plan, whether that would be something developed or would be likely.
I think there's some further discussions to be had with the developer as regards to that issue and some other issues that I'm seeing in the context of their responsibilities under the conditional preliminary plan.
I think that was going to try to encapsulate what our solicitor just said is, my hope would be that we enter into a good faith negotiation and take into account what was promised in 2005, 2008. And I know, there's a lot there to digest, and not to get in the weeds, that we take that into account, we take what has to happen with our 537 plan into account. Bearing in mind that even if we said, let's go with option one, dig deeper, we would still have to do our 537 plan. That's not compliant with our so in making a motion to support option 4, I fully expect that Polycom will make a good faith effort to resolve or come to a mutually agreed upon solution as to how to address previous commitments and our current needs for rewriting the 537.
And then, I think that's fine, I think it's where we started this discussion.
Right.
A little while ago, and again, I kind of jumped in more recently in this, but I understand that's where discussions are going. Since we are dealing with an Act 537 provision, I think Carol was correct in pointing out the process. One thing that we have put on the table as part of this good faith back and forth is a recommendation for an extension, so that we are not up against some artificial deadline to push anything through. So I think that's a fair trade-off if we're going to have these discussions.
So for the information of the planning commission as well as the audience, when is your due date, as you understand? August, okay. And what are you looking for in terms of an extension?
I think realistically, there's some breathing room that we go, it doesn't take as long, but I think a 1-year extension would be reasonable.
Would you be willing to entertain perhaps till the end of 2020? And then if we haven't resolved it then ask for another extension at that time? That would give you to the end of next year, basically a year. We've had 16, so.
So I can answer that somewhat. So, and Andy will probably jump in as well. The municipality's planning code, that date is for substantial completion of improvements. And so, if the question is, can we do all of this work and put in all the improvements, build the roads, put in the sewer lines, stormwater basins, by the end of the year, that could be a challenge. And so that's the reason for an extension.
I was just thinking that.
So could it be approved? Could it be approved and start construction in July next year?
Yes.
Possible.
Look,
But then if you start construction in July,
Well, maybe
from the
at that
developer's
time then.
perspective, obviously, we're not looking to drag this out.
Right.
So, from our perspective, we want to move this forward. So, when we ask for a year, we're really, in a sense, trying to give you the time and the time that we need to have these discussions back and forth. It's not because we're not asking for anything more than if we don't need it, we're not going to use it.
So, Carol, this is a question for you. In terms of the 537 plan changes that you anticipate needed, how quickly would that process go?
That alone is likely to be a 6-month process because it's not just the work that's done up front, it's going out to all the agencies and getting all the reviews back. And then there's actually a hearing here in Township, as I recall. So there's a lot of steps to go through, and I wouldn't imagine that would be any less than 6 months. And they're going to run into the challenge that they can probably already speak to. You can't get your NPDES permit until the sewage facilities plan is done. So that's going to stack on top of some of the other things that they're doing.
So a final approval could be issued until the 537 is accepted,
That's-
amended.
amended here, approved here, and accepted by DEP, which can take their time.
And the Montgomery County Planning Commission,
It
the
goes to,
Regional Planning Commission.
yes, sir.
Public comment period.
It still takes time.
Correct.
You have to have meetings. We all went through this before with the flag. You can read the format that went on here, one right after another, but it takes time. And you can't predate or pre-time that, oh, this is going to happen in 3 months. And Carol gave an overview. It's probably going to go longer than shorter. So it's a struggle.
How about this, if you would recommend the year extension, would you be willing to make like a formal statement that you'll just take the 60 lot plan off the table and just, withdraw your zoning hearing board application?
We're happy to do that.
And that's a nice trade-off, and I, appreciate what Carol is saying, because I've been following this since 2013, when with the last thing, and it took almost a year, almost over a year, from when you submitted the Act 537 plan in September of 2013. It wasn't approved till October 29th of 2014. So you would be willing to just forget about the 60 lots?
Correct.
For how long?
For a year.
We want to build the project, that's really what
I
we
know,
want.
great.
This is what I've recommended to other municipalities when there's been a request to extend the 5-year period. The MPC, I think it's section 508, talks in terms of if your improvement's going to take more than 5 years, that you submit a schedule. So with the extension, be it 6 months or a year, that you marry it with the requirement that they provide a schedule as to how they're going to address the improvements. Kind of gives you a comfort zone as to how it's going to be done.
I agree with you in some respects, but in this situation, there are so many open questions in terms of where we're going with this Act 537 revision. We know that the sewer pump station is off the table, but there is a process. We don't know how long that's going to take. What we're concerned about is not our time in putting in improvements. I think Ben can tell you it's going to take X months to put in sewer and water. It's the stuff that's out of our hands, and that is the process of outside agencies approving and reviewing, and all those outside agencies approving and reviewing and approving this process.
Agreed, although if the planning commission did not recommend it, and if in the end the board of supervisors don't grant an extension, you're out there tomorrow with a bulldozer starting your improvements. So it's going to take a certain amount of time to complete that. All we're saying is if the township in the end gave you 6 months additional time, just show us how it's going to be accomplished.
So the recommendation you're proposing is a 6 month?
6 month, I tend to recommend that so that you have a little short leash on it. But by the same token, there's an understanding that if they need it, they're likely going to come back and ask you for another 6 months.
Right.
Yeah.
That's fine.
So you're in agreement that a scope and sequence timeline could be provided to the township?
Sure, we can provide a schedule. It would just be subject to, the regulatory approval process. Assuming we can prepare documents and submit them, but, review and approval, then it would all be subject to that. But we can sketch out what we think that would look like.
I think it makes sense. Sketch it out, assuming a 6 month extension,
Sure.
and that's what will be before, in the end, the board of supervisors.
So we need to roll this into a motion?
So you had your motion to recommend supporting option 4. I don't think there was a second.
No. Can I get a second for that? Yeah, you do that. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Aye. Are you abstaining? Yes? Are you an abstain?
I'll abstain from this.
Okay. So any abstains? 1, 2, 3, 4 yeses. Terry abstained.
And then does the board want to make a motion to recommend that the board of supervisors extend the 5-year period for 6 months, condition upon receiving a schedule of improvements?
Yes.
What I heard you say say for 6 months, we would have an option of requesting
An
additional.
additional 6
Yes.
months, like with a caveat, if, you know, if outside agencies hold up the process.
Okay, so, yes,
Yes.
Molly.
I just don't want to see this continue on until my child is 19. I mean, I won't see the houses for that time, but I think my problem with, we're going to get into the square footage and everything, is I feel like this project is schizophrenic. Like last month when we were here, all these guys talked about was a hardship that they could not divulge to us. What was the hardship? You know, it like disappeared. Now we're on to the next thing, and then on to the next thing. So I just want to make sure as all of you move forward, have a, like this 6-month plan, I like it. I think it's a good idea, and I think that they should come up with a plan and try to, you know, stick with a plan and move forward. You know, all of a sudden we own another property across the street. I mean, it is crazy to us sitting in the audience. Because we see, you know, oh, all of a sudden we're over here on this plan, and all of a sudden we're over here on this plan. We can't even keep up with it. And I don't want to have to like babysit this project for the rest of my life to like, I don't want them to have 7,500 square feet. I'm just going to put that out here now so we don't have to talk about it later. Because I don't think there's a reason to, from my perspective. So I'd like it to all be laid out so that.
We agreed upon 10,000. It's 10,000. We agreed upon that. They said that they're gonna, you know.
Oh, okay, I missed that.
Since
Okay.
they didn't have to put in the pump station for one house on Southwood Station Road and buy the property, they're gonna move forward with the plan that they already have.
So why don't we give them 49 homes and they can donate the farm across the street?
Yeah, we're just gonna go with what they already have. They've been held up by other agendas and other initiatives, and now they're just gonna go forward and get their plan done.
I just want to see it like start to take shape into one type of plan or two plans that come to a.
This is the plan.
All right, so you have one of these road, or do I need it? Sorry, yes.
So you had said a contingent upon them coming back in, we were talking about the preliminary plan, but that motion that you were just putting forward didn't mention taking the 60 houses off the table. I think that could be a confusion from what will happen. Okay, so if you want to roll that all in.
Well, we already said we don't support it as a planning commission.
But you were saying, I think the discussion with the developer was that they were going to pull it off the table, okay? And that is why you're recommending the 6-month extension.
I fully expect that in a day or two, there's going to be a letter going out to the zoning hearing board saying that they withdraw their zoning application, which is the death knell for a 16-unit plan. Can we expect that letter?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. We actually did 2 motions. The first one was to put the 60 to bed and say that we're not going forward with the 60. The second one was supporting option 4. So we did 2 motions already.
Yeah, you're right. The first one was against the zoning relief.
Yeah,
You know,
and the second motion
recommendation.
locks us into the 10,000 square foot lots.
And, you know, it's verbally becoming part of the official record that the applicant is willing to withdraw the zoning hearing application, and they will be following it up with a written letter to the township making it official. I think that's how it's.
I just have an administrative question. I think we still have a manager here in the back. Do you want to get on the schedule for an upcoming board of supervisor meeting? Yes. So maybe we should speak with Mark before you leave? Sure.
Perhaps in January, because as was indicated in the last election, the board of supervisors is basically changed 4 new individuals, and Ms. Hester, she wasn't up there. So perhaps, you know, I mean, it would be kind of futile to meet in December.
Yeah, let me just-
with 2 people that aren't going to be on board in January.
I just wanted to reassure that the 8 to 10 homes that back up on Little Road, that the gravity line will be accessible for them to tie into this project. It's been stated long ago, and mentioned earlier.
I mentioned it earlier, and Ben said that they would work that into the
That will
design.
be part of what has to happen
Correct.
in that period. All these loose ends together.
There'll be a stub or stubs going toward the bottom of the plan.
Yeah, we'll look at that when you verify that.
Unless we decide to perhaps, and maybe that's something that we can discuss in future planning commission meetings, the best way to address Southwood Station, Schwank Road area, because it would be useless for them to put a stub if you decide to go down Schwank Road.
No, they're talking about Little Road.
Oh, we're talking about, no, I thought he was talking about.
We're talking about the homes, you had mentioned it earlier, the homes
The
that are on
homes,
Little
that's what
Road.
Bob said, and then he indicated the stub.
Go back.
Whatever.
Hang on.
You guys figure it out.
Yeah, I just want to finish this motion.
Yeah.
Can we do that?
Trying to get the,
So I,
This is going to be part of that discussion back and forth, and then eventually plans are going to be full.
right, so I'm just going to make a motion that you verbalize. If I can remember it all.
that's the effect.
Assuming that, or provided that Polycom Trust takes their 60-home plan off the table, or does not proceed to zoning hearing board, I recommend that we extend the 5-year window 6 months, with the option of renewing for an additional 6 months. And also provided that you give the township a schedule of improvements. Is that what we said?
Yes.
You get that?
Yes, the only thing that I would wonder as a planner is that's effective August of 2020, that first extension of 6 months. Is that correct? Okay.
I think it's on or about August 8th of 2025.
So new deadline of February, whatever that date is,
Yeah.
2021.
Well, I think it was February 5th of 2018.
We'll get the specific date.
So, can I get a second?
I second.
Did you write it? Yeah, I can do that.
I'll second it.
Any questions? All in favor? Aye. Yeah, how many we got? We got 5 this time? And Terry, you are abstaining, is that right? You already were on.
Or do you
He voted yes. Ben, is there anything that's not clear?
I think we have clear direction, I appreciate it, and we'll see it after we have a final plan, and probably some surprises before that, just so we can have the exemptions.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, 2 things. One is for the extensions, there should be a form that Mark has. If you can fill out that form to follow the process. There's a form that Mark has that captures the extensions,
Oh, okay.
just so they sign off on
They need to sign off.
that. Yeah.
Oh,
Terry, I think had
okay.
3 extensions.
He did, except for the last one.
Just so we capture that. Second thing is to